Obviously push for people to know the symptoms of meningitis, to get themselves vaccinated, and to, be aware of it. It's out there and it's a killer. We're at the Topeka Capital-Journal. And first off, I'd obviously like to thank Barnes & Noble for having me here, and thank Misty and the Shawnee County Health Agency for promoting this event. It's very important. Today, April 24th, is World Meningitis Day, and so that's kind of why I'm here promoting this today, because 10 years ago I was a student at KU, and I went to bed early one night thinking that I had the flu. And the next morning, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't put weight on my feet. I couldn't walk. I had this weird purple rash on my arms. And if my friend Clay here hadn't come in and insist that I go to the doctor, I wouldn't be here with you guys today. I would have died. It's almost certain. Because by the time Clay got me to that doctor, as soon as she took a look at me, she sent me on to Lawrence Memorial Hospital, and they put me on a helicopter to KU Med. By the time my parents got to KU Med that night, I was in intensive care, in a coma. I was given basically a 50-50 chance of survival. And that was all because of bacterial meningitis. I was 22 years old, perfectly healthy, and within 24 hours, I was almost dead. So this book, it kind of starts there, and then it takes you through the next 4.5 months in the hospital as I struggle to both survive and then retain as much of my limbs as possible, because the disease cut off circulation to my hands and feet. And when I awoke from that coma, I was told, you are going to lose parts of all 4 of your limbs. So the book is about that journey, both the physical journey of recovery and also the emotional journey of getting to the point where I could look at that experience and focus on the positives, on the personal relationships with my family and friends, the people who stuck by me and really helped me through it, really deepening and me getting an appreciation of them. And on things like me having this new purpose in life, which is to educate people about this disease, because I barely knew about it when it hit me, and also to push for vaccination. I wrote this book to give people as close to the experience that I had as possible without them having to go through all of the terrible physical pain, obviously. So I want people to be able to take the lessons, both the very practical lessons about meningitis and also the sort of metaphysical lessons about the meaning of suffering and how to take suffering and turn it into a positive. And so I hope that that's something that this book can do. But like I said, today is World Meningitis Day, and this year it's even more exciting for those of us who have advocated against this disease, because the FDA just 2 weeks ago granted breakthrough drug status to a vaccine for meningitis type B, which is the type that I got. So that should hopefully expedite the approval process, and it's possible that by the end of this year we will have a vaccine for meningitis B. We already have vaccines available for the other common types of meningitis in the United States. You can go to the county health department today and get a shot that will prevent those diseases. And so the next step then, once we get the B vaccine, is to just convince people to get the shot. And that is, for some reason, becoming harder and harder as the years pass. And I think it's in part because vaccines have become a victim of their own success. People don't remember what diseases like polio or measles were like anymore. And so that's one reason why I've made copies of this graph. And I'd like, as I sign a book for you or whatever, I'd like you guys to take a copy of this. It's from National Geographic, a recent issue, but I don't think they'd mind me using it for educational purposes. And it shows a list of all of the diseases for which we've almost eliminated deaths in the United States through vaccination. So here it's whooping cough, diphtheria, tetanus, polio, smallpox, measles, mumps, rubella, influenza B, hepatitis B, chickenpox, rotavirus, pneumococcal infections, and Hep A. And there's a spot here for meningococcal vaccination, and there it says too new for assessment. So that's my goal. That's why I'm handing these out, is I want a bar there on meningococcal that goes almost to 100, like these other diseases. That's my goal. That's one reason I wrote this book. And if there's one thing that you guys can do for me, is to take this message, take it to your family, your friends. You may not be able to convince everybody, but if we can convince 80 to 90% of people, we can potentially wipe out this disease. That's why I'm here today. I'd be very pleased to sign books, talk about my experience, take any questions you have, and I just really want to thank you guys for coming. This is a lifelong dream for me, and it's really exciting to take this experience and try and make something good out of it. That's all. Any questions? Sharon, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.